You're now listening to the
Radio
It seems colder lately at night, and I try to sleep with the lights on. Every time the phone rings, I pray to God it's you. I just can't believe that went wrong. I miss you. There's no other way to say it, and I can't deny it. I miss you. It's so easy to see. I miss you and me. Is it done and over this time? Have we really changed our minds about each other's love? All the feelings that we used to share. I refuse to believe that you don't care. I miss you. There's no other way to say it, and I can't deny it. I miss you. It's so easy to see. I've got to gather my senses together. I've been through worse kinds of weather. If it's over now, be strong. I can't believe that you're gone. I got to carry on, but I miss you. It's driving me crazy. I don't want to live without you. I miss you. It's so easy to see. I miss you and me.
Thank you for tuning in to Radio Angels. I'm your host, Gail Ann R. Smiley. This week, our special guest will be Cheryl Cooley from the group Klymaxx. And we'll be doing a live interview right here with Cheryl. So if you would like to call in, that number is 404-292-1420. And right now, we're going to go to the smooth listening of Atlantic Star.
Girl, you are to me all that a woman should be, and I dedicate my life to you always.
A love like yours is rare. It must have been sent from up above, and I know you'll stay this way for always. And we both know that our love will grow and forever it will be you
we're back, and that was Atlantic Star. Coming up, we have an interview with none other than Klymaxx's own Cheryl Cooley, and we're going to get right into that. I'm so glad to see that you guys are doing it again, and I've been watching the internet and the videos. You guys have been just doing the darn thing. So come on and update us a little bit about what's going on.
Okay, great. Yes, we are out there doing some great tour dates. We've been doing some old school tours, of course, with some of our old school friend artists. We've been scheduled to be on a tour with the Legends Music Festival with LEG Music and MTRE label and the iHeartRadio. And it is scheduled to start in July 1st in Indianapolis, and we're going to be hitting plenty of cities out there. Of course, we are going to be hitting Atlanta. I'm lost for the date, but I think I sent you the date that we're going to actually be there in Atlanta. The 22nd of July, we're going to be there at the Wade Walker Park. And I mean, we've just got a lot of great things going on. We have a new single out called Love Me. It's doing quite well. Just really getting out there and performing for the fans. People still love the music. I really appreciate them coming out and checking out the show and supporting us. Just really getting out there and showing that, Klymaxx is the only R&B all-female band that has charted on billboards, and we're continuing on that legacy and playing live, real instruments, no tracks.
All right. Would you tell our audience a little bit about how Klymaxx got started?
Oh, sure, yeah. Actually, Klymaxx got started in the 80s. Actually, we didn't know each other when we stepped into that rehearsal room, and everybody had their own version as to how they even found out about the group. I mean, we had some auditions. I was actually playing in another band in the same rehearsal hall, and, a couple of the girls came and said, "You don't want to play with them, you want to play with us. We have an all-female band." And at the time, being in an all-female band was really unheard of. There was a couple of times where people just really didn't take us seriously, but we were really determined to be a self-contained, powerful band. And luckily, I happened to be working at a bank where my supervisor was related to the promoter for Peebo Bryson at the time. And I was telling her about this all-female band that I was in, and she told me, hey, if you give me a demo tape, I'll give it to my uncle. Maybe he can do something for you. So we made this demo tape, and she handed it to him, and he didn't like it. He didn't think that it was that good. The moral of that story is never give up. So he just happened to be having lunch with an executive at Solar Records by the name of Margaret Nash, and he handed her the cassette at the time, and she listened to it, and she loved it. Brought the record company president, Dick Griffey, to our rehearsal, and they signed us within months. I mean, it's almost like a Cinderella story because we hadn't been together, a good year before we were actually signing a record deal. So from there, we recorded, I think it's 5 albums total. We were able to be on a tour with the other Solar artists, with Midnight Star and Shalimar on the Planetary Explosion Tour, which was really the first time Klymaxx had ever been out and for the public to see us perform live. At that time, video had really just kind of got popular, so they saw us on the video, but to actually see us live and in living color, we really got a great and wonderful response.
Well, I know that this industry is not an industry that's cut out for ladies. And I'm excited to talk to you today because my oldest granddaughter loves playing the guitar. And my younger granddaughter likes the drums. What are some of the challenges that you guys faced as females in this industry? Because you broke through. You were the pathfinders.
Oh, sure. One thing that people don't realize is that, there were 2 albums that Klymaxx weren't very popular for Klymaxx because the industry was not ready for an all-female band at the time. You know, you just have to persevere. It's almost like you don't hear the word no, and you keep pushing through. I mean, there were many a times where we were scheduled to do shows, and you know, the promoter may have gotten fearful. It was like, I don't think an all-female band is going to do well. I don't want to do it. I don't want to book them. But, you know, that didn't discourage us. The main thing is not to be discouraged. Don't listen to those that, you know, they may be talking out of their own fear more so than you know, an actual fact that you're not going to do well. Don't take no for an answer. You know, if one person says no, go to the next person. If one door closes, go to the next door. The main thing for any female artist is to be good, to be really good at your craft, at your art. Unfortunately, you know, it is true that sometimes women have to be twice as good as men. But in being twice as good, they can't stop you from your craft, your art, your talent. They can't say that you're not good enough, because if you're twice as good, if anything, they're going to be fearful of that. And a lot of times doors just open because you are that good. You know, practice, 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 practice. I can't say that enough. You have to practice. You have to practice, you know, your skills, get your talent up, you know, be able to play better than the next person. You know, and the next person's going to try to play better than the next person. But if your talent, if your skill set is top-notch, no one can deny you from pursuing your success.
Well, I know that's right. What are the names of some of the groups that's going to be here with you on July 21st at Wade Walker Park?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Confunction, Ready for the World, Champagne, and Force MD.
Wow, that's quite a lineup. And some of you guys have been friends for years, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we've crossed paths many times, you know, in some of the other concerts that we've been in. So, yeah, there's been a long friendship. You know, we all have our own stories, our own travels through this music industry. So, some are good stories, some are bad stories. You know, we support each other. We lean on each other. When it looks like things aren't going too well, you know, you always have the next one to say, you know, it'll work itself out. Keep going.
All right. Well, you know, Cheryl, I've also know that you do some solo stuff. So what are the differences between when you break off into an individual, you know, career and coming from a group like that? I know that's quite a challenge. How was that?
Well, you know, first of all, I really enjoy playing in a band. I mean, that's just kind of my thing. With any other individual or solo projects that I do, it's kind of icing on the cake. You know, the band and Klymaxx is always going to be the cake, and the extra stuff is always going to be the icing. You know, any time that you have a talent, sometimes the band or the group that you're singing with may or may not be going in that direction. So to expand your talent or whatever, if you have another direction that you would like to expand and express on to, show to your audience that you're capable of doing, then you do those little extra projects, but you never negate that foundation or that band or that singing group that is your support of. They're supporting you. They're supporting you in your individualism. So you never want to just push it aside. You always want to be able to balance both your individual talent as well as your group talent.
And you, what are some of the talents that you brought to the group? Because I thought I seen you playing an instrument.
Guitar.
Yes, I play lead guitar in the band. The instrumentation in the band is we have drums, we have bass, we have keyboards, and we have two vocalists. I've been playing guitar since I was 11 years old. My sister was married to a famous musician by the name of Hubert Laws. He's a jazz musician. He's played with many artists, and he happened to be on tour one time and had a guitar at my parents' house, and I was kind of plucking at it, and all of a sudden my sister jumped up and said, "Hey, why don't we get Cheryl some guitar lessons?" So I took guitar lessons and studied in school and got my music degree in college, and again, things just kind of worked out for me because within a couple of years after graduating college, I ran into Klymaxx.
All right. And so What made you pick up the guitar of all instruments? Because I know most people play keyboards.
Right. Well, it's interesting and strange at the same time. For some reason, uh, ever since I was a kid, a baby, my mom always got me a toy guitar every other Christmas. There was always some kind of toy guitar under the Christmas tree. So, there was always some sort of, guitar around me all my life. And so, when my family, when my sister saw me kind of toying around with a little toy guitar, she thought, oh, that'd be a great idea to get her some guitar lessons. So it was really kind of, I don't know, fate, universe, God just kind of always had that toy guitar around me to kind of, give my parents an idea. Hey, why don't you get her some guitar lessons?
Oh, my. Well, I certainly appreciate you. And I know I've called on you many a times, and you've always been there. And I just thank you for that because I love Klymaxx.
Oh, sure. We have to support each other. I appreciate you keeping the, old school music alive and out there for the listeners. So, we support each other. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, teamwork.
I have a question. I'm vivacious. I'm one of the radio angels, and there's a lot of young people that are wanting to get into business. And of course, these days they think everything is microwave and they're going to be rich quick. But they don't understand that there's a business side. And I don't think that we discuss the business side. Could you give us just a little just a little bit of insight on the business side, and you should really into the I think, but I don't know. I'm not in the music industry. You should you should enter the industry with the business side ahead of you.
Right. One of the things that a lot of music professionals try to always inform any new artist is that the music business is 90% music, 90% business, and 10% music. You have to have your business structure intact. I don't mean to sound, mean or anything, but the first thing is you got to know how to read.
Yes.
You really got to know how to read. I mean, unfortunately, there are a lot of young people who struggle with reading. Reading is important. You're going to have contracts. You got to know what those words are saying. You got to know how to read. You got to know how to count. You got to be able to talk to people and negotiate with people. There's a lot of times I see some of these young artists that get up there and they can't even put a sentence together. You have to read. You have to know how to put sentences together. You have to be able to count your money. You have to know percentages. All these things are business orientated so that you don't wind up, being in a career for 10 years and not have a single dime to show for it because you didn't know how to read the contract or understand the contract. Know what you want to do. Know what your end goal is. If you want to make just one CD with 10 songs, then make that your goal. Don't say I want to do a CD with 10 songs, but I want to go over here and I want to make a silver dress and I want to go over here and I want to paint somebody's house. If that's what you're going to do is make a 10-song CD, have that be your focus. Make a business outline. Number one, you're going to need some kind of funding to be able to go into the studio. I mean, that's basic. You can't do any kind of music unless you have some sort of funding. Whether that means you have to work some extra overtime hours or get you, a mattress and stuff some dollars in it. Put that money aside for your budget. Make sure that you have a recording recording studio that you can go in with freedom and create your music. I've heard horror stories about people who, they go to, Juju's friend down the street, who has a computer to record his music, and they record his music on his computer, and then, Juju decides that, I want $100,000 or else I'm just going to dump all your music in the trash. You have to make sure you are protected. If you're going to go to somebody's house and record on their computer, make sure that you have your own separate hard drive to take your music with you. Copyright your music. Copyright your music means nowadays all you have to do is attach an idea, an audio idea of what your song is going to sound like, attach it to an email it to yourself. Mail it to yourself. Do the post office if you want. But you have to have some sort of date stamp showing that on, January 1st, 2021, you wrote da-da-da-da-da, and then you have some sort of legal document, some sort of legal representation saying that you wrote that song, and, Juju, who done took your hard drive or your music on his hard drive and tried to make a song, he did not write that song first. You have a date stamp saying you wrote the song. Make sure you have your business straight. Make sure you have your business straight. Make sure, I can't say that enough. That is so important. I have heard too many horror stories of these young artists who they just go in and start writing music, and next thing you know, they haven't talked about percentages. They haven't talked about who's going to play this, who's going to play that. I mean, even before you play note one, I know I'm talking a lot here. I'm so sorry.
And
That's
it's good.
good. This is good.
I'm
This is
so
good.
passionate about
This is
I'm
so
passionate
needed.
about this. When you go in and you're going to write a song, with somebody, put it in writing. Make a voice note recording of it that, you and, John Smith are going to write this song together on this date. You have to have some sort of documentation stating what's going to happen first. Don't write the song and then when the song is getting ready to be released, okay, we better decide what we're going to do with the percentage. It's too late. It's too late. You should have done that first. I mean, unless you trust that person, unless it's your cousin or whatever you want to have.
Don't trust your cousin.
mate. Huh?
Don't trust your cousin.
No, for real. No, that's for real. You've got to have your documentation, your business. Protect yourself. I can't say that enough. All of that is really important. So, let's say you have this CD now. You have this CD with this music, this 10-song CD. I don't know, it could be 12 songs, it could be 20 songs. Then you've got to investigate for yourself what would be the best avenue for it to be distributed for your goal, your end goal. Do you want to release it on CD Baby or, some of these other Spotify or whatever? You've got to do that investigation. You have to do that research to decide what's going to be the best for your music project. If you just want to go out and sell them out of your trunk, fine, that's fine. I mean, people can make money off of that. You don't just have to do it digitally. People want to go to your concerts and they want to buy it. They want to buy a hard copy. They want to buy a hard copy so that you sign it. So they have something that says, I went to, I don't know, Captain Crunch and the Funky Bunch's concert, and I have a signed CD saying that I went there. Look, I have their CD. A lot of people want that hard CD. It doesn't just naturally have to be digital, but have something to be able to give to your listening audience so they can appreciate your music. If that's what you're going to do, just sell hard copies, fine. If that's all you're going to do is sell digital, fine. But make sure you have some sort of platform that your music is being distributed and that you're getting paid for it. I mean, there's not a lot of money out there because there's so many illegal downloads. I mean, that's just the basic fact of the industry. It happens to the best of us. It happens to Pharrell, when he was talking about he wrote the song Happy and he got, whatever it was, $1,000 for royalties. That's insane. That shouldn't happen. But it's the reality of the music business now. So, make sure that you have your business straight. Know where your money's coming from. Know that, you may have to go out and perform these songs live to be able to fund your next CD. If that's what you want to do. If you only want to do one CD, voila, you've done it. If you want to do it continuously, you have to find some sort of form of income to continue on your craft, to continue on your talent, to continue on your musical journey, making CDs, doing live music. Next thing is merchandise. You're going to sell T-shirts, you're going to sell keychains, you're going to sell socks, you're going to sell hats, whatever that is. Get your merchandise together. Get a logo. Get a brand. All of that. All of this information can be found on the internet. Just look it up. How do I brand myself? How do I make a logo? You can pay somebody in Indonesia $5 to make your logo if you find the right link on the internet. But make sure you have something that when somebody sees your name, I don't know, ABC Group, that when they see that logo, oh, that's that group I saw last week at the so-and-so place. They know that that's you. Don't just write it by hand and think people are just going to know who you are. The one thing that you got to get out the way is your ego. Your ego has to get out the way. Yeah, you talented. That's okay, fine. But the man down the street from me, he doesn't even know who you are. So you have to give him something that's going to register in his head, register in his eyes. Hey, that's John Smith, and I heard he did a CD, and I know that's him because his logo looks like that. Let me go down the street and buy his T-shirt. I'm going to inhale now and start again.
This is good. This is really
Right.
good.
It's so good.
But there are so many ways to generate, I don't know, if income. If that's what you want to do, generate income, make the music, make the merchandise, make the shows. Again, the other thing that's really important is to meet people, meet your audience, go out there, sign autographs, make promo pictures, give them something to visually see. Give them something to visually see. I can't state enough how important that is. You have to have a promo picture, and you have to have a promo picture that's going to be, I don't know, let me think, with a nice way
Eye
to say it.
catching.
Yes, eye-catching and pleasant for some people to look at. Like, for instance, your buddies on your block, may think it's cool and everything to be standing next to a wrecked car. Hey, that's cool, man. But the person, I don't know, downtown L.A., Los Angeles, may think, why are they standing next to a beat-up car? I would have appreciated if they would have stood in front of a business structure or something like that. You have to know what kind of audience you're targeting. If you just want to be regional, local, and that's the kind of thing that's acceptable in your district to have a beat up car in your shot, fine. But if you want to be global, you have to know what kind of audience is going to be, visually pleasing to what your picture is going to say. Don't just get up there in your, torn up, dirty jeans talking about, yeah, I'm a rapper and this. I mean, just think about it. If you got up there in a suit and a tie and said, I'm rapping about, social conscious, or, colors, blue, pink, and yellow, people are going to pay more attention to that because it's not of the norm. Think of something that's going to make you outside of the box. What's going to make somebody pay attention to you versus paying attention to, Reggie Smith down the street? You've got to brand yourself to be visually pleasing to the audience that you're targeting. So you've got your CD, you've got your merchandise, you've got your shows, you've got your promo pictures. Now you have to really start engaging with your audience more so than just social media. You've got to get off of social media, get out there, shake hands, and kiss babies. It is so important. People want to touch and feel and make sure you're alive and you're not just pushing buttons, because people can make wonderful music pushing buttons, but when it gets time to get up on the stage, it is the biggest disappointment ever.
Yes.
You don't want to be there.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about you like that.
Right.
I mean, one of the things that Klymaxx has to face all the time is that we're an all-female band, and I'm telling you, people even nowadays have never seen some women pick up an instrument and play it. So when we get up on that stage in some of these smaller towns, they can't believe that we're really playing instruments. They have to come see it. It may be acceptable in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, but when you get to some of these other smaller towns, and I'm not going to name any particular towns because I don't know small town names, so I don't want to just make up one, but some of these smaller markets, as they call it, smaller towns, they've never seen an all-female band, self-contained, up on stage, singing and dancing at the same time. I am just shocked when people say, I've never seen a woman play guitar. I've never seen a woman play drums. Really? This world is global. Turn on YouTube. You can see a whole bunch of stuff on there. So, I am appreciative that they want to come and see it live. Doing live shows is so important for a person's career, for a person's income. So you've got CDs, you've got a live performance, you've got merchandise, you've got promo pictures. You're starting to engage in your audience, shake hands, kiss babies, be on social media. At some point, your career is going to start to expand. And, you've got to know how to read. You got to know how to count. All of that still comes into play, no matter how small or how big your career is. All of this stuff is important. I can't express enough. You have to know how to read. You have to know how to comprehend. You have to know how to count. Just pushing buttons because you know how to push buttons, it goes much deeper than that.
Right, and it runs out, just like you said earlier.
Now, one of the questions that was applied to us was, how did you guys do with management, and how do you choose a good manager? Because I know that you've gone through quite a few managers.
Oh, yeah. That's the million-dollar question, because everybody's situation is so different. Again, first of all, know what your objective is. Know what you want from a manager. Do you want the manager to, get you in touch with other booking agents that can get you shows. Because, I mean, technically a manager is not supposed to book you. They're basically managing your career. In other words, they're scheduling TV shows, radio interviews. They're getting you in contact with booking agents, probably getting you in contact with venues. They have to negotiate your price. You know, what's the going price for what you're doing, what you're performing. They should really know the business better than you do. You know, having a manager is such a personal interaction, relationship. You personally, as the artist, you have to know what do you want your manager to do. There's many people out there that say, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to manage you. But, you know, what do they have in their background to show that they can manage you? One big thing that a manager has to have is money. They have to have funding. They have to be able to support you to get, you know, things done, whether that means buy the transportation so that, rent the transportation so that you can get to that promo, you know, and get paid on the back end. You don't want a manager who's, you know, trying to pay his house note off of your performances. That's not a manager. Right. That's a person who, you know, title starts with a P and it's 4 letters, and we'll keep going with that. Anyway, a manager should know more than you. Know what the industry is, know what the climate of the industry is, know how the financing works, have a contract with them. I could be wrong on this, but I think the manager's percentage shouldn't be, I think it vacillates between 10 and 20%, but I think that information you can find on the internet. I think it's 10 or 20%. If they're asking for, you know, 25%, you know, they better be making you enough money so that you don't have to, you know, work. You can go sit by your pool for a couple of weeks or whatever. If they're charging you 25%, it better be something that you can't notice that you're struggling to pay him for. I mean, you know, an average manager is going to do 10, maybe 15%. But again, they have to be making some sort of impact to expand your career. If you're out there trying to struggle to get your own gigs and you have a manager, your manager is not doing their job.
All right.
You shouldn't have to do that.
Our next question is, what is your favorite Klymaxx song?
Divas Need Love Too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Girl, I cannot get enough, and I'm sorry. I go all the way back, and I cannot get enough of I Miss You. That is my favorite song. That is my favorite song. But I think that the group kind of, it's political in a way because it carried us through a time where times were bad and you made us feel good. It was like feel-good music.
Sure, I understand. First of all, you have to understand, I'm a funketeer.
Okay.
Yes.
So my first choice is not going to be a slow song.
Okay, yeah, you play that guitar well, too.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you have any more questions, Vivacious?
I would like because I come from a music town. I come from New Orleans, and music is the base of our town. And we do have, we have now our first all-girl brass band. And that's exciting. That's exciting. And I think that a lot of women that are trying to do things like all-girl, I want an all-girl production crew. And you know, they're trying to work really hard at it. And I want to develop my granddaughters because I bought her first real guitar, Jonai her first real guitar, and Mackenzie her real set of drums this past Christmas. So I would like if you can give our young women that's coming behind you a word of encouragement and a word to keep them going and encourage them in their industry and in the dream.
Sure. You know, one of the things that stands out when you were asking me that is, I always tell, you know, young ladies when they're trying to get in the business, don't let somebody else tell you what you want. You have to know what you want. Whether that means you talk to other people that are doing the same thing you want to do, You read about it on the internet, the library. Again, that keyword read. Whether you see something on TV that you want to do, the first thing is, you have to know what you want to do. Don't let somebody else tell you, I don't know, you want to be a tailor, you want to make clothes. You have to know what makes you feel good. You have been blessed with a talent, whatever that is, singing, making clothes, painting rocks. You have to know what makes your soul feel good doing what you want to do. So the first thing is know what you want to do, and then pursue that in a educational type situation. So again, if your granddaughter wants to play a drum, then she should take lessons to establish the rudiments that she's got to play. How to play different song structures and stuff like that. So in other words, education for whatever your passion is, whatever your talent is, that is very important. So, as a female artist, as a female entertainer, you're going to have people that are going to try to tell you, even the word manipulate you, to what they want you to do, what they want you to perform, what they want you to see, say, and do. So you have to stand your ground and know what you want to do and not have anything distract you from that. And when I say that, and I don't mean to be cruel, because, divas need love too, don't let somebody who wants to be in a relationship with you take you away from your craft. We have had so many careers stopped by somebody, their mate, whatever it is. It's a new world now. I'm just going to say it like that. Whatever your mate is, and they are feeling threatened that you're taking time from them to pursue your craft.
Yes.
But it's your craft. It's not theirs, and you have to be strong enough to say, no, I don't want to go to the club with you tonight. I got to practice.
Right,
It's
right.
really important. It's really important. You have to be your own individual. You have to be strong in your pursuit of your craft and not let somebody else distract you from what you got to do. Because in the end, 10, 20, 30 years from now, heck, 50 years from now, when you're sitting in the old folks' home, you're going to be sitting up there going, I wish I would have, could have, should have.
Right. And never
Isn't
define
that
your
the
dream,
truth?
right?
Right.
Because Donnie wanted to go out on a Thursday night, and you had rehearsal Thursday night, and you went out with Donnie, and then now you don't have the gig, some
And
20
you don't
years
have
later, you're
Donnie.
going to be thinking, I shouldn't have went out with Donnie. I could have been on TV with the rest of them. So
Right.
you've got to stand your ground. You've got to stand your ground. I mean, even for me, when Klymaxx was, kind of starting to really get great momentum, this guy basically said, you got to go rehearsal again? Yeah, and I kept going. I don't talk to him today. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where he is and don't care because we are talking on the radio right now because I continued on going to that rehearsal.
Yes, yes.
All right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you heard it, ladies and gentlemen, from the one and only Miss Cheryl Cooley. And they will be here in Atlanta at Wade Walker Park, July 21st. And run down that list of names again.
It's going to be Confunction, Ready for the World, Force MDs, and Champagne.
All right. And we're going to look forward to just, being there with you, all the radio angels. We will be there in full force. Amen. We're going to be there giving you all the support and love that we can give. And we want to thank you so much for calling in for this interview. And we're going to continue to promote Klymaxx throughout the Atlanta area. Because we definitely want this concert to be full of Atlanta love.
Thank you. Oh.
Yes, we want to show up and show out. And again, Control, thank you so much. The information that you're giving today is so valuable, and we appreciate you calling in so much. And we're going to have you on again, okay?
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, and next we're going to listen to another song by Klymaxx.
Hello, Atlanta. This is Cheryl Cooley of the all-female band Klymaxx, letting you know we will be performing at the Legends Live Music Festival at Raid Walker Park in Stone Mountain, Saturday, July 22nd, with artists Confunction, Force MDs, Ready for the World, and Champagne. We'll see you there.
If you love me, take me by the hand and show me. Put a ring on it and let me flaunt it. Show me things I ain't never seen before. Then give me all I need and more. Don't give another man space to take your place. And I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. Hey baby, if you love me, love me. If you love me, love me. If you love me, love me. If you love me, love me, love me. Oh, tell me I'm beautiful and treat me like your queen. You love me. Just wine and dine and show me all the finer things. You love me. I can make your wildest dreams come true. You love me. Don't give another man space to take your place. You love me. And I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. You love me. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. If you love me, love me. 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 I waited long enough, waited long for your love. This is what I need, and I need it now. Give you all I got, give you all that I have, but only if you love me. Hey baby, you know it's not that hard. I'm pretty simple. I'd like